This is Cash Color Cannabis, a high level of conversation on live hiphopdaily.tv. And this episode is sponsored by Atlantis Clothing. Our Drug Lord, Atlantis, and Return to Viper lines are all available now for sale on the website. Head to Atlantis.com and head to AtlantisClothing.com and shop today. And also, Carpe Diem Edibles. Every Friday they release a new menu full of infused delights. Make sure you follow them and place your order. All right, so I got a guest with me tonight, man. And this, I love when I have friends on the show, and especially somebody who I've yet to really get into fully, especially when it comes to life and why you even do what you do. But I got my friend Autumn with me, man. Hey, Autumn.
What's going on? Y'all don't understand. Okay.
She about to overhype.
I'm about to get started.
Go.
I feel like I am some sort of celebrity sitting here because other celebrities have sat here. Duh. So I mean, I admire your podcast so much, and I'm just like, my mom made it.
Well, I guess you made it.
I'm here.
At least you made it to 140 Walker Street.
I did.
Yeah, you made it there.
Ain't been my first time here, so it wasn't that hard to find.
All right, so for those who don't know you, because I've actually had a chance to get to know you, especially over the last year and a half between Atlantis City Market and Cash Color Cannabis, state your name and tell us what you do.
So my name is Autumn the Aries, and I'm
an Aries?
I am an Aries. My birthday is April 1st.
Is it really? Your birthday is on, what is it? Not 4th of July.
April Fool's Day. Yeah. So, and I have a podcast. My podcast is called the Lit Life Podcast. And since building the Lit Life Podcast, I guess I've kind of started calling myself an influencer because I do a couple of other different things as well. So. Okay. Content creator, whatever. I mean, you know.
I got you, man. I know you didn't go to school for podcasting. Like, I know you when you was in college, your goal wasn't to be a podcaster. Like, what was your life like prior to podding?
Like in college? Like, are you
asking me just in general? Like, what was you doing leading up to this?
Kind of like probably podcasting without recording. Like,
really?
because my podcast is really like about my life and the things that I do and the things that I like to do. So. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's just living life, you know what I mean? I traveled a whole lot. I don't now, but I still did leading up to podcasting. Just living life, man, best I can.
That's what's up, man. So living life got you to the most lit life, I guess, and that's the podcast.
Yeah.
So talk to us about how the podcast became official. Like, when was the first time you laid down your first episode and made it real?
So my first episode of the Lit Life Podcast was actually, it's been a little over a year. It was May 2nd, 2019. It's
Congratulations.
The first one that dropped or whatever. So thank you. But prior to that, I didn't start. I was approached to start a podcast with a friend, and we recorded a couple of episodes, and then it just kind of faded away. And when I thought about it, I was like, I think I can do this. Like, I think I want to do this, and just started recording. And now it's like it's a must. It's a thing. Like it's here. It's not going anywhere. So
yeah, and you got episodes in when it comes to Lit Life. You know, I was scrolling through even this afternoon, like, oh, she's been actually putting in work. I kind of wanted to know the titles. Like, I be in tears at the titles, and the images y'all use for the cover images and stuff. But so the podcast itself, though, speak to us about the concept. I know primarily it's about you and your life, but you include other people.
I do. So I have guests. We talk about just about anything. I mean, any you know, life issues, or you know, maybe if it's a friend of mine from the past, we talk about what we did, or we talk about cannabis. We talk about, I mean, just music. We talk about just about anything. But the way that I explain the podcast all the time, you remember the show Seinfeld?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a podcast about nothing.
And everything, right? It's like it's about everything, but not one particular thing. And I remember when they revealed that about Seinfeld, and I just really sat there and thought, like, it's really not, like, there's really no, like, focal point on this. And that's kind of what the podcast is. Although there are different things that I do consistently do on each podcast, it's still kind of just like, let me see what Autumn's talking about today.
Did you watch Seinfeld?
Mm-hmm.
So you're a black Seinfeld watcher. We should start a Facebook group. We should start a Facebook group, because I have a whole argument that Seinfeld and Martin were the same shows, The only difference was Martin was on Fox, and Martin didn't have the time to last as long as he did.
In a sense.
Yeah.
In a sense,
because they were both shows about nothing. Like, but I take that back because Martin did have points. Like, you would start off knowing what the hell the show was about. It was just about a bunch of silly shit.
Right. There was like an actual like narrative kind of with Martin, but Seinfeld,
he tried the first 3, and that's why I said they were kind of similar to me. The first 3 seasons they tried. Like, you ever remember how if you watch Martin, he used to do his little monologue just like this, like he would sit down.
Oh yes.
Seinfeld was the same way. They both comedians came up the same way. They would both do the shows the exact same way. It's just Seinfeld was hella boring early.
Yeah, but Martin stopped that after a while, didn't he?
Yeah. They both did. They both stopped it and just started going into the show after a while. But I got it. Show about nothing.
It is, but I mean, but I talk about so many different things, and in most cases, it's funny. Yeah. So I could kind of say, it has a little bit of a comedy type of undertone because I'm always laughing. Like, whoever I have on, we're always laughing. We're just my whole thing is to live your life autonomously, which to me means to live your life without societal constraints. And that's a bit of what my podcast is about. Like, I just want people to be happy. So I try to bring the laughs, and I try to bring, lessons here and there, and, just funny stories and things that you can reflect on and say, you know what, I too want to live my life autonomously. Like, that's the whole thing.
I think it's interesting, man. In the way you speak, I wish I had that kind of confidence early on. Like, I tell people, when I first did the podcast, it was almost therapy for me because I don't like being in front of cameras. I don't like talking. I don't like doing none of that.
That's how a lot of podcasts start out.
Yeah, so it forced me to get out of a comfort zone. How hard was it for you to get out of your comfort zone and actually be able to do the show on a regular basis?
It was tough maybe the first few months, and then I started getting approached for people to come and be on the show. And then I started getting approached to be on other people's show. And
so you are a celebrity. Like, don't
but I wouldn't do it at first. Like, because
like a celebrity. Like, so you had to have your people get their people?
It was no, it was just I'm like, do I really want to do this? You know what I mean? Like, I just wasn't ready. I didn't feel like I was ready. Yeah. And then if there were 2 people, there was this guy, Black Paco. He reached out to me and he wouldn't stop. He was like,
I see Black Paco on Twitter.
Right. He was like, oh, okay, so when I'm going to be on the podcast? And I'm like, man, I guess he ain't going to stop. So let me go on and put him on the podcast. And he was like one of my first guests and really kind of gave me that push. You know what I'm saying? He's like, you have an awesome show. Like, you can do this. And so then when I was on Chris with Shenanigans with Friends show, and I'm like, I'm really like on somebody else's show. Okay, I can do this. And that kind of gave me a little bit of a running start for me to just start doing things like weekly, and because I knew then that people were really paying attention to my content. Yeah. So,
and when you realize people are paying attention to your content, it makes you create a lot different. Like, so now that you know that people are watching, you know that people are paying attention, like how much pressure did that put on you as far as even putting out content, putting out shows? I know, because even with us, we do this consistently. This is an every Tuesday thing. I can imagine what it's like to ever take a break. Like, I haven't taken a break.
I've taken breaks.
Yeah, I know you've taken breaks. Like, I've yet to. For 4 straight years, we've done this every Tuesday.
Yeah, I've taken breaks, but there is a little bit of pressure. You know what I mean? Because you do know that there are people who look forward to your show, and it's the same thing with like one of my other initiatives, Running for My Life. So I'm out here trying to teach myself again how to run, and I have other people that have seen me run in the past, and they're like, okay, well, we're going to do this with you. So now it's like I can't miss a day. You know what I mean? Like, I can't miss a day running. I can't miss a day to post because I know that there are people looking for those posts and that inspiration or whatever. So it's been a little bit of pressure, but it hasn't been a burden. Like, it's fed me to, like you said, create a little bit differently in different ways or whatever.
What's been the hardest part of podcasting for you so far?
Doing everything by myself. Like, so my website, any posts that you see are from me. Any of the little cover art,
I feel you.
like all that's been the hardest part. Like actually picking up the mic and just hitting record, that's not hard. That's not hard to me.
When you become the one man team, you know what I'm saying?
That's
I
it.
feel you wake up like I'll be up sometimes 2 a.m. making memes. You know what I'm saying, for the next day.
Right, and it's
like
just like, okay, I'll record one day, like I recorded Sunday. I have not done anything with that content, and it'll drop on Friday. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, you just need that little break in between. But it's like, damn, if I just had somebody else do this, like, maybe one day I'll be paid and somebody else can do it.
And we let's talk about that. That was even one of my questions. Monetizing your podcast. Monetizing right now is a serious issue when it comes to podcasters. And I actually thought it was dope how Joe Budden stood up for him. Because at this point, you got to start looking at podcasts how record labels had to start looking at music a little while ago, where they didn't want to, they pretended that streaming didn't exist in order to justify why I don't have to pay you. You know what I mean? But Joe Budden's right. Like, there's easy a chance I'm getting 100,000 downloads. Like, I know how many downloads I get every day. Like, I look at my own metrics. At what point do you feel like these platforms need to start compensating podcasts who are generating actual traffic, like your Apple Podcasts, your Spotify's? Like, at what point do you think they're gonna have to start coming up with a platform like how they had to do with music, where Tidal is at $12, but YouTube is at point whatever? You still got to pay something.
Yeah, but it's all about the money that they bring in. It's all about the money that they bring in for themselves. So until they figure out a way to generate even more than what they're generating, you know what I'm saying, for this podcast overhead or whatever, it's just going to be stuck that way. Like, you're going to be stuck getting, what is it, like half of a penny like for a stream or whatever. Like, it's very, very, because like Anchor pays, but it's like $15 for however many, whatever.
Look, I thought Colin Cowherd hit it on the nose. He has over 1 million downloads and he can't find an advertiser. He's like, it's almost pulling teeth trying to find somebody to advertise for a podcast, because you got to justify what this all means. And we have yet to come to a place where anybody's justified what all this means. You have 1 million downloads, you have X amount of million followers, and you have all this interaction on social media. All right, cool. What does all that mean? Right. You know what I mean? Like I feel like when it comes to podcasting, you literally got to figure out other ways to monetize it. Like, you got to take the Nipsey Hussle route of there's way more profit in these clothes, so I'll give away this music, make double back in shows. I got to give away this podcast, and y'all going to see me pull up at pop-ups. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to give away this podcast, and I got to pull up in other things, because to make you, it's hard to justify me trying to make you charge for this when it comes to numbers. Like, people will tell you all day, you don't get as many numbers as this podcast, but I know how much more popular I am.
Right, which is one reason why I'm glad that I'm not podcasting for money. Yeah. Like, this is just something that I literally found and I fell in love with. So I've always known that I was some sort of content creator, but all of the things that I tried prior to podcasting just did not line up with me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I've tried blogging, I've tried, being a YouTuber, which I do have a YouTube channel now, but you know what I'm saying? I've tried all those things. So finding this, it was just like, oh, I really like doing this. So of course, if I can make money, if I can make a coin or two off of it, of course I would. But you're right, it's mainly in the merch. Pop-up shops, any other, like, it's like a way to get any of your other side hustles out. Yeah,
it's almost like a mixtape right now. Like, at one point, it's like when 50 Cent got big on mixtapes and everybody decided to drop a mixtape. You started seeing people get big on podcasts, and now literally everybody dropped a podcast. It makes it even harder to monetize the situation.
It's like a girl, this one girl was telling me that she was going to start selling her waist beads through her podcast, and it probably will work. Like, it will work better than whatever it is she's doing now, because
just to sell the waist beads.
Just to sell the waist beads. She run an ad on her, hey, you get X amount off or whatever, and she'll make a sale through her podcast. Like,
man, I'm about to put Cash Colored Cannabis on OnlyFans.
Listen to me.
I think I play like it charge y'all $1.
I was just saying this the other day. Like, what do y'all need to see? Can I just put my shoulder down?
You don't gotta do shit.
No, I'm talking about for the cover art. You gotta make it seductive. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta make it sexy.
But I ain't really talking about shit, but laughing. Like, shit, it ain't gonna be sexy.
I promise you. I remember when I found out, my man Raspy Ross had an OnlyFans page and he was reading books. I was like, yo, change the game, my brother.
Because OnlyFans is not just about porn.
No, it's literally OnlyFans. Like, we fucked it up.
Literally. Literally, your cousins and them.
You consider yourself a Xennial. Mm-hmm. What makes you a Xennial? Like, I'm trying to figure out where
That's
I fall
Gen
in.
X.
I'm trying to figure out where I fall in. Like, I turned 40 last year. Like, where am I at in life?
Well, I was born in 79.
Okay, so I was 78. Like,
That was the cut. The cutoff was 79.
so I'm December 4th, 78. So I was like, I'm a couple weeks away from 79.
Yeah, so you win. You're a Xennial.
I think I'm just a child out here with no tag. Like,
You don't have no tag.
No.
So, but here's the thing. Like, since we're so far and we're like so close to the next generation, it's almost kind of like a little bit of an overlap. So we kind of get with the next, with the earlier,
That's what I
next
told
generation
my
is
mom. I literally
doing.
can get 4 generations at this point in my life. You know what I mean? Because I grew up in the 80s, 90s, I was alive. 2000s, I was in college.
Yeah.
By 2010, I stopped giving a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of knew, I can kind of get a different group of people.
Yeah, like I feel like we're the generation that relates to everybody else the most.
Yeah.
It's like we're like dead smack in the middle, which is one thing when I started the podcast, I was saying it was like kind of like a bridge, like a bridge in the gap thing between the boomers who were before us and the millennials who are after us.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. So why do you feel like Xennials needed a voice, and why were you that voice?
It's just like I just put on Twitter about the Trapper Keeper. We don't need to be forgotten. You know what I'm saying?
I had a traffic. That was a rite of passage, baby.
This is what I'm saying. So if they launched like a special edition, would you get it?
A special edition Trapper Keeper?
Yeah.
I would, for the sake of having one, because it was kind of shitty. Like after like 3 or 4 uses, it'd fall apart.
Right. You right. And they were kind of expensive, like for school supply.
For it to be that.
But they was dope. I mean, so it's like.
Actually, I would have a Trapper Keeper right now if they did drop something.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna write a petition. People think I'm playing.
I thought that about Clearly Canadian. They came the fuck back. Clearly Canadian. I was like, the water.
I never really was into it.
There was one summer where I was in middle school. I literally lived off Wild Cherry Clearly Canadians. Like,
I wasn't never into it.
I'm about to question your blackness in a minute. You was never into Clearly Canadians?
I mean, I think we had them, but I don't think I liked it.
Were you a Tahitian treat fan? Like,
Absolutely.
Okay. I was about to question your hood taste.
I mean, I'm from the Midwest, so Tahitian treat, Faygo.
What do y'all call y'all call sodas? Pop out there?
Pop, yes. It is pop.
It's pop. One of our running jokes is this single reefer thing. Like, and I see you, and I remember you saying it the first time, and I was like, next time I see Autumn, I'm gonna have a single reefer for her. What is up with the single reefer? Like, where'd you come to?
So people on Twitter always say, one weed or one weed me please. And that's kind of where I got, because I always call it reefer. And people always laugh, and I'm like, that's what my mama used to call it. Like, it was reefer to her, so that's what I call it.
Your mama smoked weed in the 70s. She's called reefer.
I mean, she may have.
She used to get 4-finger lids and shit.
She may have. But that's what she used to call it, so that's what I call it. So instead of saying the one weed, I just said reefer. So it just kind of is stuck. So just one reefer, please.
So when did you first discover weed?
I mean, in high school probably, but I didn't smoke. Like I didn't start smoking until like a few years ago, honestly, like 4 years ago.
Really? So you still new to this?
Yeah.
So you ain't dabbing or nothing just yet or nothing?
No.
Have you ever tried to dab? Mm-mm. Girl, I dab. Like, shout out to Stanley. Stanley keep trying to get me to dab, and I feel like I'm about to die every time I dab.
And I'm not ready for death. Like, I'm not ready to feel like I'm dying, so I'm...
It's one, like, I just heard Herb trying to hold his cough. It's one of them things where you hold your... Matter of fact, if you ever see Corrupt's brother pass out, Roscoe pass out from a dab, it'll make you really not want to dab. Like,
I don't.
My man coughed 3 times harder and just passed out. It's a heavy concentration of weed going into your body all at once. THC.
I'm just trying to. I don't know if I feel like that's what I want to do. Like that's what I want to feel. I don't. Is it a high? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like it sounds like death. It sounds like it's just gonna hurt me.
It's a super high and it tastes good. Like that's the one thing I do like about dabbing, and I don't dab. I take the concentrate if anything and break it up into my blunt. I like the way concentrate tastes. You know what I mean? It just tastes good. It tastes like I'm gonna put you on. It tastes good.
I'm afraid.
What you afraid of? You a Xennial.
I don't know. You right.
You done seen
and I am about it in most cases.
You done lived through 8-ball jackets, cross colors. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Would you scared?
And Trapper Keeper.
And a Trapper Keeper. And a trapper keeper.
I'm gonna get me one. I'm gonna have him bring it back.
I got triple fat goose at the house that I'm trying to pull out, but I don't like the color I bought in the first damn place. You know what I mean?
Is it like from back then, or you found one recently?
I bought that in 1991 with $50 I saved up working a newspaper job.
I had a big red one.
Sounds lame. My dad had to walk me to the store to get it because he thought somebody was gonna rob me. He was like, "Let me come with you," because I know how they get down.
Man, triple fat goose. Oh my goodness.
Man, I still got that goose in the house. I was gonna bring it down for the winter, and I still might have my mom fly it down.
Yeah, put it in cleaners. Let them,
Every once in a while I try to bring back the Xennial life. He said I rock troops.
Right. I was like, he got on some troops. When I saw him from over here, I was like, oh, I like them shoes, but I didn't know they was troops until I got over here. And I'm like,
only me and LL Cool J still have troops right at this moment.
Like, I have not seen a pair of troops since the 80s, probably. Yeah. Like,
this was a COVID moment, literally. You know when COVID shut down, everybody was just at the house and had nothing to do. 1 a.m. was like, yo, World of Troop, $50. World of Troop, $50.
Them are dope, though.
I got $50.
They are dope.
Thank you very much. So, do you have a favorite strain?
Off the top of my head, I would have to say Trainwreck.
Okay, I like Trainwreck. Have you tried Georgia Peach yet?
Nope, I ain't had none.
Georgia Peach is good. That's become my new favorite thing right now.
Really?
Yeah, Georgia Peach. I want to shout out 610 Organics for putting me onto that, but Georgia Peach is good as fuck.
And Fire OG. It's a tie.
Fire OG. I think another one that snuck up on me recently. God, I forgot the name of it because I got it in my house right now. But that shit is bomb, boy. Shout out to, matter of fact, shout out to, I don't know if I can say that. Shout out to Rashida. Rashida with my CBD, your CBD store Atlanta. She put me on to some bud that she had, and it was good. I think she.
That's always
I don't want to put her out there like that because she do got the franchise.
Right.
That shit was lit. I still got a bag of that at the house. I still got a bag of that at the house. So, your show's been going on for a while now. You've had it now for over a year. So you've learned to celebrate your first birthday. Do you have a favorite episode?
I can never choose. Because there's just been so many that have just been so funny to me. Like, I'll literally go back and listen to them and just, like, die laughing.
I saw one with you and Brandy. What was it called? One Soft or On Soft, was it? I was like, I can't
even remember, but yeah. Brandy, I think Brandy and I have recorded probably 3 or 4 times, and every single time it's just been, like, hilarious.
Brandy's next. I gotta get her on there. Brandy's asked me to be on her podcast several times. So I've yet to be able to do it.
She wasn't feeling well, but she was supposed to come tonight, but she wasn't feeling well.
Brandy, shout out to you, man. We gonna do something.
Yes, but yeah, any episode with Brandy on there you're going to like.
When you gonna have me on? When you gonna have me on Lit Life?
Whenever you want to be on Lit Life. I had you on my list anyway, and then I was like, man, he a celebrity podcaster. I don't know if he gonna.
Stop using that term.
What I'm saying? I don't know if he gonna,
Stop using that term. I'm not a celebrity anything.
I mean, I feel like celebrity sitting here, so that's what we gonna be today.
Okay, well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Okay.
This is Atlanta. We all.
Facts, exactly.
Yeah, so everybody's a celebrity. So yeah, I want to be on Lit Life. Put me on.
I got you.
Put me in the game, coach.
I got you.
So we almost done with a year. You got about 2 more months left. It's fourth quarter, time for the big dogs. What do you have planned going into 2021?
Nothing.
What do you got planned going into 2021?
I have absolutely nothing planned going into 2021 other than wearing my mask, trying to stay out the way.
Make sure you don't forget your mask in the car.
Please, just let me stay out the way now. But I'm I'm hoping that we can get things back to normal or to our whatever our new norm is going to be.
Yeah.
So that things can open up. And there's so many things I was supposed to do this year travel wise. So I'm wanting to do that. A lot of different like podcast things. There were like podcasts, meetups and festivals and things that I was supposed to go to.
Oh, the one in Vegas.
Right. Smoke free. Yes. I was supposed to go to that. I mean, so.
That sounds like total shenanigans too. Smoke free. I was like, I don't know what the hell they about to do in Vegas, but something tells me it's all staying in Vegas.
It would have stayed in Vegas.
Yeah, nobody's potting about that.
But guess what? I've never even been to Vegas. So it was like my birthday. It was my birthday trip. And I never even got to go. So 2021.
2021, we got to
it's going to be one of them things. I'm going to play it by ear. Because I just don't know what's going to happen.
Like, 2021 literally starts November 4th. Because everything you feel like
you're right.
will happen after
you're right.
you figure out
you'll kind of know what the course is going to be going into the new year.
Yeah, because I heard my man today start. I'm not even giving y'all stimulus checks until y'all decide to vote. I was like, damn, son, it's that hard for you right now?
Yeah, he said until after the election.
Yeah, until after the election, meaning vote for me, and then I will make sure y'all get a check. But prior to this, I ain't fucking with y'all. I'm 14 points. I'm 16 points down at this point.
I can't take another 4 years. I'm just put it out there.
I'm not. I already told somebody, like my show and the fact that I got to mail out packages was enough for me not to vote for you. Like, the way you fucked up the post office.
Oh, my God.
That was enough. Like, to be standing all the way outside and there's one person inside. Man,
I could be tracking.
That's why my August was fucked up.
I could be tracking a package and the package never. It'll say it's in my neighborhood and it never even makes it. 2 days later, I'll get it.
I mailed a package to the West End, a shirt. It took 2 weeks.
That's ridiculous.
It took 2 weeks. They literally jacked up my whole entire August. I could have voted then. Like, if you'd have let me vote then, I would have voted then. Bro, you got to get the fuck up out of here because now you fucking up my money. You are seriously fucking up my money and you are putting me in a bad situation. Niggas is not buying off this website because I can't mail shit. So, killed me, man.
A mess, like a total mess.
Yeah, it was a total mess, man.
I'm not gonna be able to do it. And folks is all, they feeling all froggy out here and everything. I ain't got time. I don't have that type of time.
Early voting. I will be at the arena the minute that shit open. You get in this vote, B. Like this. I promise you, if I gotta fucking walk to White House to vote, I'm walking there. You're getting this vote.
Please.
I hope everybody else has that same energy. You get in this vote.
Right.
Like, I just need you not to be president. Like, anybody else. I'd take Bush at this point. Like, anybody else. And this man, yeah, it's for real. Like, I got you on a shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a drug lord to me, and I got you on a shirt, and I pick you before I pick this guy right now.
I mean, this dude, it's pure. It's Hollywood. It's all Hollywood. I feel like we're living in the Truman Show.
You know, me and my sister was joking about the corona thing, because it's so crazy how somebody could deny something for so long, then pop up one day, and then not only you have COVID, but your whole
White House
gave 20 other people COVID.
The whole White House.
Like, literally, other branches of government has to quarantine from you. Like, what the fuck world are we in? They have to quarantine away from you. And you walking around here looking out of breath, heavy set, in a mess, talking about something. I'm perfectly fine.
Stupid.
Yeah, just
looking real damn goofy. Like, what are you doing?
You know what's even crazier, dude? His weight, he should really be playing in the NFL. Like, at 6'2" and that big, but he's big. Like, it's not muscle big. He's just fat.
He's just big. Yeah.
He's just a 6'2" big
goofy.
Dude.
Right. Just goofy.
Yeah, man.
For no reason.
Autumn, thank you for coming through the show today.
Thank you for having me, Mama. I made it.
Yeah,
again.
Mama, she did make it. She made it to 140 Walker Street, the live hip hop to record with Cash Color Cannabis and kick it with us tonight, man. You gonna kick it with us later? Maybe I got my man Ross with DUI here. You see clearly there's clouds in the air.
Yeah.
You ain't got nothing else to do. It's Tuesday.
You know I like clouds, so I started the cloud.
Shout out to you. Shout out to Sigma Gamma Rose.
Hey.
Do you got a cane?
I have a few canes. Yeah.
Really? You know, I almost came a Kappa simply for the cane.
Why?
Simply for the cane. Like,
just because you thought it was cute?
Yeah, I thought the cane was dope. My sister's is an AKA, and she always joked about how, your birthday's December 4th. You should be an alpha so we could be brothers and sisters and this. And I'm like, well, we brother and sister anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not changing. I want to be an alpha because alphas can do this. You know what I'm saying? And like, whenever they walk in the room, they got that cane. That cane is smooth as shit.
Yeah, they be knowing what they doing.
I feel you. What y'all brothers and sisters? And
nope.
Y'all, I thought y'all was
no, I mean there's the Indiana love connection, but there's no like real like brother sister thing there.
Damn, that's a whole nother episode, man. We got to get into Black Greek life.
I'll talk about it.
Oh shit, she look like about to spill a whole pot.
Nope, I'm not. you can ask me what you want to ask me, and I'm gonna tell you what I want to tell you. Like, and it's all public information, probably.
That's what's up, man. Well, Autumn, thank you for coming through the show. We learned a lot about you today. You learned that I secretly wanted to be a capper.
I did learn that.
Yeah, and eventually we're gonna have to get down and get with this one single reefer thing and do a show one day.
Yep, it's on.
It's on.
Yep,
it's up. It's up. No, we gotta start talking like Xennials. It's up.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's up. It's up. I had my 11-year-old niece have to correct me. It's actually up. Yeah.
Nope.
Do you know how old I felt when that happened too? Like, damn, son, I thought I was keeping up.
Like, just shut up.
I said it's lit. No. She said no, it's up. Oh, my bad. Let me just walk all the way out the room. Because clearly I'm dated in this room.
Right.
Let's get the fuck up out of here. Autumn, thank you for coming through, man.
All right, thanks for having me.
And that is Cash Color Campus, a high level of conversation. This episode is sponsored by Madeline's Edibles. They are actually in the studio today, and we're actually going to be promoting them for the next week. So please stop by. Make sure you follow them on Instagram. And while they're in studio, sample their wares. It's Cash Color Campus, a high level of conversation on livehip-hopdaily.tv.